Hello and welcome. Today we're jumping into a really key chapter in the life of the biblical patriarch, Jacob. You know, it's a story that has it all. Love at first sight, a truly monumental price tag, and a bitter twist of irony that, well, it changes everything. And really, that's the big question hanging over this whole story, isn't it? Jacob, a man whose early life was pretty much defined by his own trickery, is about to find himself on the receiving end of a masterful deception. So let's get into how it all goes down. Our story kicks off with Jacob arriving in a place called Haran, which is the land of his ancestors. But this isn't some happy family reunion trip. He's a man on the run. Now you gotta remember, Jacob isn't on vacation here. He has literally just deceived his own father, Isaac, and completely ripped off his brother Esau, stealing his birthright. So he shows up in this new land as a fugitive, with his past just clinging to him. His entire journey is caught between this amazing divine promise for his future and the very real, very messy struggles of his past. And it's right here, in this totally unfamiliar place, that his fate takes a sharp, dramatic turn. And it all happens at a very specific spot, the local well. So the scene is set, right? Jacob sees a few flocks of sheep hanging around. It seems like a pretty simple, rustic picture. But, in the biblical narrative, places like this are never just background scenery. And this is absolutely crucial context. Because in these stories, wells are basically theological hotspots. They're these places of divine intervention where life-changing meetings happen. I mean, think back. How did Abraham's servant find a wife for Isaac? At a well. The author is doing this on purpose, drawing a clear parallel, basically screaming at us that God's hand is at work here. And bam, right on cue, his cousin Rachel shows up. Jacob's reaction is just immediate and so powerful. He single-handedly rolls away this massive stone, a stone that usually took a whole group of shepherds to move. He waters her flock, and then, totally overcome, he kisses her and just weeps. This isn't a quiet little tear, it's a huge emotional outburst. So why the tears? Well, the scholar Victor Hamilton explains this as the culmination of Jacob's incredibly dangerous journey. It's in this moment that he realizes he hasn't been wandering alone. His tears are this mix of pure relief that he made it and this overwhelming gratitude for what he sees as God's unmistakable guidance. This incredibly powerful encounter really sets the stage for the next phase of Jacob's life. It leads him to make this extraordinary, life-altering bargain for the woman he just met. So Jacob gets this warm welcome from his uncle Laban, but after about a month of working for him, the family hospitality kind of shifts to a formal business arrangement. Laban basically says, look, we're family, but you shouldn't work for free. Name your price. And Jacob's price? It's just staggering. He doesn't ask for money, he doesn't ask for livestock, he asks for Rachel. And the price tag? 7 years of his life dedicated to hard labor. And this just brilliantly shows you the depth of his love. The text tells us that this huge chunk of his life, this period of servitude, felt like just a few days to him because of how much he loved Rachel. It's just a beautiful testament to how love can literally change our perception of time and hardship. But even in this beautiful moment of love and sacrifice, the story plants this seed of really heavy foreshadowing. See, this story operates on that principle of sowing and reaping. Jacob, the guy who tricked his own family, has just signed a contract with a man who was about to give him a masterclass in the very art he thought he'd perfected. So this brings us to a deeper theological point. This story isn't just about romance and crazy family drama. It's about the very complex relationship between God's will and our human experience. You've got this incredible tension going on. On the one hand, you have clear divine providence. God guides Jacob to the exact right place at the exact right time. It's amazing. But on the other hand, this incredible blessing is immediately tied to a trial, a long, hard period of service under a manipulative boss. And it feels like this trial is specifically designed to refine Jacob's character. He's being disciplined not just in spite of his past, but because of it. So what are we supposed to take away from this? Well, first, God's guidance is an obvious and active theme. You can't miss it.
Second, Jacob's powerful love for Rachel is what fuels his unbelievable perseverance. And finally, the story teaches that blessings and trials are often two sides of the same coin, that hardship isn't just something to get through, but something that can actively shape and refine our character, especially in the areas where we need it the most.
So Jacob thought he was paying a 7-year price for love. Simple enough, right? But as we're about to see, the bargain wasn't nearly as straightforward as he believed. The real cost, the one born from his uncle Laban's cunning deception, would be far, far greater, and it would end up shaping the destiny of his entire family for generations to come.